stood over him, towering like an immovable force. His red eyes glowed faintly, crackling with black lightning. You defied me again. Azurel didn't look away, didn't beg, didn't break. Dimitri's voice was calm, sharp. Stand up. Azurel obeyed, his legs burning from exhaustion. The second he was upright, Dimitri moved faster than the eye could follow. His hand lashed out, crack, a sharp slap struck Azurel across the face. The force whipped his head to the side. His cheek stung, his vision blurred, but he didn't fall. Dimitri watched, measured him, then he spoke again. You are not above consequences, Azurel. His voice dropped lower. Do you understand? Azurel exhaled, forcing himself to speak. Yes, Father. Dimitri studied him, his expression unreadable. Then, turn around. Azurel's stomach tightened, but he did as he was told. The familiar snap of the shadow whip claw echoed behind him. Then it struck. The room was silent, cold stone. Shadows crawling along the floor like living things. Azurel's breath trembled, but he held it tight in his chest. Dimitri stood behind him, unshaken, unmerciful. The shadow whip claw uncoiled, black lightning dancing along its length. A serpent of pure darkness, a weapon born from Dimitri's blood. Azurel's hands curled into fists. He did not cry, he did not tremble, he would not break. Dimitri watched him, not with anger, not with rage, but with expectation. This was a lesson, a command, a demand for obedience, a reminder of blood and lineage and law. You will learn. Dimitri said, voice low, steady. You will understand your place. Another step closer. His presence was suffocating, towering, cold. You are my son, and you will be shaped by my hand. Crack, the whip struck again, harder, deeper. Azurel's breath escaped him in a sharp gasp, but still he did not fall. He did not scream. His wings twitched, but he held every muscle still. Pain ran down his spine like liquid fire. His heartbeat roared in his ears, but his voice, when it came, was steady. Yes, Father, not weak, not broken, defiant in obedience, strong in submission. Dimitri stood silent behind him, watching, studying, measuring the strength he had forged. No praise, no comfort, only truth truth. You will not fail me again. The whip hung still, the air remained heavy, Azurel's back burned, but his eyes still did not break. The lesson had been delivered, and the pain was far from over. No audience, no witnesses, only stone walls, torchlight, and the echo of the last strike. Azurel remains standing, bare feet on cold stone, back burning, breathing sharp, his father behind him silent. Dimitri stepped forward, slow, measured. His presence filled the room like a storm that refused to break. Like lightning flickered along his fingers, not out of rage, but power, control, authority. Azurel didn't turn, didn't speak, didn't dare without command. He stared straight ahead, jaw tight, eyes forward, bloodline unbroken. Look at me. The words were soft, absolute. Azurel turned slowly, his sapphire eyes met Dimitri's glowing red ones. Lightning cracked through the silence. The moment hung heavy, unescapable. Dimitri studied him again, every tremor in his muscles, every breath strained against pain. But Azurel was still standing, still holding his ground, still refusing to fall. A flicker, not of mercy, but approval. You endure, Dimitri said quietly, but endurance is not enough. A paw, deep, cut in. You will learn discipline, you will learn obedience, and you will learn it from me. The shadow whip claw snapped once more. Crack, not rush, not wild. A deliberate final stroke, a seal on the lesson. Azurel inhaled sharply, but did not collapse. Silence fell again, thick, heavy, unbroken. Azurel's voice finally came, quiet, steady, controlled. I understand, Father. Dimitri reached forward, not to comfort, not to soothe, but to place one hand on Azurel's shoulder, firm, grounding, claiming, you are my son, he said, his tone neither gentle nor cruel, just true.